Hey there, Aries, and welcome to your week of August 23rd, 2021 general tarot reading. We're just going to rush into this and see what we got for your general vibe card here, all right? So for you, Aries, we got the Swan Spirit here. Time for a deep dive. So some deep introspection in this reading, a deep dive into, this could be anything from deep dive into your career, love, whatever. Maybe even just into getting to know yourself and getting to know what you really want in your life. So that's awesome. Oh my lord, that was a lot of cards just flipped. Thank you for being here, Aries. We got a pop out for you already to start things off. So thank you for being here. We do a 4-card spread of past, present, future, and an outcome here. So we're going to be doing all that here, and you're going to want to stick around because we're going to do clarifiers for all those as well. So let us see what we got. The King of Swords to start things off, right? Before we get into the next one. So the King of Swords, very analytical, very much about, you could be somebody who's like a lawyer, someone who's in the banking, an accountant, somebody like that. Could be that kind of a person coming into your life here recently in the past. Could be that you very much are in that sort of energy of the King of Swords, who is very much about the facts, doesn't take any emotion into things, just like what is factually here, is this something that's good for me? Great, awesome, let's keep it around. Is it bad for me? No, let's get rid of it, right? Like, this is kind of how the King of Swords thinks. He doesn't care if he has sentimental attachment to it. It's just, here's the facts. So with a deep dive here, that's a great card to come up with, because sometimes we need to give ourselves a really honest look and say to ourselves, hey, you know what, this is something that's very sentimental to me, or this person maybe is very sentimental to me, but they are treating me very badly, or it's not going good for me, or no longer serves me, or something. Maybe this is a person you've kind of grown out of, right? Someone who you don't want to be around anymore. So that's a good way to start with. We're here in the past. We've got the World coming in here in your present. The World is the big end of a cycle. So this is something major coming to an end here, potentially. It's different for everybody. As I say, this is a general tarot reading. So again, could be love, could be work, could be whatever. With the King of Swords and the World out here so far, could be something, like I said, that you just know is like, let's just face facts, this isn't something that works for me anymore, or this is something that does work for me, whatever it might be, and just take the emotion out of it. That way you know what to end here, right? We've got the Five of Wands here in your future. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalries, competition, a bunch of people competing here, as you can see, who are, competing for something. So it's possible, you need to kind of eliminate something here that no longer serves you to end it, so that you can succeed in this sort of conflict here, whether that's, again, love, business, what have you. But the Five of Wands can also be looked at as a card of self-improvement as well. You can see these people, while it does maybe look like they are having conflict, it's possible that they're just training to improve themselves so that they can be better people, better, stronger, faster, all that good stuff. And so that might be something that you're looking at in the future, is by cutting out whatever this is that you factually know this isn't good for me. By cutting that out, starting up a new cycle, you're going to have a ton of self-improvement. So that's awesome. And for your future for your outcome card rather here, we have the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is all about being in rocky waters, but seeing that the calm waters are ahead. Like, we're heading towards a good place here. You can see the rocky waters that the people are still in. So it's to say, like, this might be a bit of a rocky time for you. Again, we're cutting out something that very likely you have some sentiment towards, right? And it's, again, going to be different for everybody, but it's just something you're going to cut out, which is going to kind of be rough. Even though we're kind of taking the emotion out of things, we're saying, this isn't for me. It's still going to be tough on you. But it's seeing that calm waters are ahead. So obviously, this is going to be something overall for the better. So I'm digging that. So we're going to get you your clarifiers here in just a moment, Aries. But before we do, thank you so much for being here. Remember that if you want to stick around to the end here, because we're about to do your clarifiers, but then after that, we're going to tie everything off with a Moonology card. So you're going to want to stick around for that too. So thank you for being here, Aries, and let us get into your clarifiers. All right. So, oh my lord, really did want to go together there. So clarifying the King of Swords here, we've got the Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions here with the Eight of Swords, right? As you can see, this chunky cat here is getting quite restricted. You know, he's ripped off all his toilet paper, and he's kind of taken the restrictions off of the thing he actually wanted, which was the roll, right? He wanted to play with that more than he wanted the toilet paper. So this is just to say he took the restrictions off, and I feel like that's what's going on here with you as well. You're taking off whatever's restricting you to have this betterment in the future. So I'm loving that. And it's going to require a deep dive, right? You're going to have to really have some introspection here. This is leading to the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is about getting somewhere in a way that you didn't think you would. We just had a guest appearance by Spike here on the table. He might come look in here in a moment. But what I'm saying here with the Five of Cups, it's about getting to somewhere in a way that you didn't think you would, of course. And the world is saying, like, when you cut this thing out, maybe this thing or person or whatever you thought would be the thing that got you to where you're going or would support you along the way, right? But in actuality, by cutting this out, you're still getting to where you want to go. It's just not exactly the same way you thought it would be. Clarifying the Five of Cups, we got, or the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands, we have the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is a card of sort of being in your comfort zone, being someplace where you kind of feel like this is safe and this is what I know. And I'm not moving from it because I think it's dangerous out there and this is all I can trust and all I can rely on. It's just saying, like, you need to get moving and get onto something new in order to have these improvements. In order to have self-improvement, you need to sort of take normally be a woman with a blindfold on and two swords sitting on a stone slab while there's new worlds behind her. And it's just a matter of taking that blindfold off, getting up and going out and seeing what's new and what's out there, right? You're not going to be gaining improvements by staying stationary, right? By being stagnant. If you're staying in your comfort zone, not learning anything new, not trying to improve at all, and doing the same old stuff, you're not going to gain those new lands or find those new lands and gain those new experiences. And lastly, clarifying the Six of Swords is the Tower. And again, just a big change, right? Like, the world is all about a change, all about a cycle. And the Tower is all about a change in a cycle. With the Tower, it's more of like a change that really needs to happen. So I feel like this change has to happen regardless. Like, if you want to achieve this improvement here, you need to make this change. Like, it has to happen. Just with the Tower, a friend of mine always says that there's two ways that you can look at the Tower. The Tower's coming down. You can either be outside watching it come down, or you can be in it while it comes down, right? And like, that's really all you need to know with that is, like, if you're outside the Tower while it comes down, it's like, wow, that's glad I wasn't in there, and you can keep moving. If you're in the Tower, it's like you got to dig yourself out of the rubble and then keep moving on. So I'm digging that. So we'll tie everything off here with a Moonology card. Thank you so much for being here, Aries, and let us see what we got. Hopefully this has been helping you out. I hope this has been resonating with you as well. So let us see what we got here. All right. So for your, we got two here. Nope, just one. We got the waxing moon. Energy is gaining momentum. So I feel like, hey, you're gaining momentum. You're taking this deep dive, and once you cut that stuff out that no longer served you, once you get that cycle ended, once you get onto these self-improvements, you're going to be gaining a ton of momentum. You're going to be into that peaceful water. You're going to be into self-improvement in such a great spot. So that's awesome, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to help out the channel, you can do all sorts of fun stuff like hitting the like button down below, subscribing, sharing, and checking out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus sign videos after this. Thank you so much for being here, Aries, and I hope to see you in the next video.